Alright, this is my aquaponics setup. It's my first attempt, well, if you want to count the other unsuccessful attempts, but that was before I had fish. But once I got it all up and running with the water cycle flowing, this is now the system that I've come up with that seems to be working, and I'll just run you through this tour and just give you an idea of how my system works. So it's a pretty vertical system. You can see the fish tank there at the bottom. This is just the general overview, and I've got that black hose that pumps up into my dump tank up here, which has a bell siphon which activates approximately every minute or so, and then it dumps into that first green grow bed, and which then just basically it's like a continuous flow. It just flows straight through the substrate there, and then goes down that black hose down into the blue Rubbermaid, and that blue Rubbermaid, then that water empties back into the fish tank. So that's the basic idea of it. Now I'll just kind of go quickly through more close-ups here so you can see what's all going on. So here's my fishies. I just got 3 goldfish. They're kind of strange, you know. I've never had fish before. They always look at me like this, and I don't know if that means they want to get out, or does it mean they're just hungry? Because I've heard that goldfish will eat and eat and eat until they die, and I don't want to overfeed them. If I had to just, you know, my amateur eye says they look healthy, they look fine. I had 5, and the other 2 are very small, kind of like runts, and I think they just died because they were just too small. They could have died for other reasons, but the one with the black spots there, that one, or no, wait, the one with the black lips, this one here, I call him Melty because he has a big mouth. He came with the other ones, and he's still alive, or she, whatever it is. So I don't know why the other fish died. Anyways, in my tank, it's a 15-gallon tank. I've got this upside-down ice cream bucket here with holes in it to protect the fish. Although I'm a little concerned, to be honest, about some of the sharp plastic edges of those holes that I drilled. But so far it seems to be okay. But I did that for 2 reasons: to protect the fish, but to also somewhat slow the flow of this tank, or of this fountain. I mean, because this fountain pump, it's a fountain pump I got at Rona. It's 550 gallons per hour. The reason I got such a powerful pump, and for fountains, is because I have such a vertical-based system. You wouldn't need such a system if everything's a little closer together, but the reason I had to do this is just because of the space that I've got. So yeah, I find that the 550 gallons per hour is a little bit strong because it's activating my siphon, bell siphon in the dump tank about once every minute, but it'd be nice if it was activating once every 5 minutes or so, maybe even once every 10 minutes. I've got some plants growing in here. One's a pothos. Another one is some kind of just aquarium-based plant. And then I've got a spider plant that they kind of nibble on the roots sometimes. I'll eventually probably use this filter foam and put the spider plant on top of it, and that way the roots will hang down in the water on the surface of the water, and then they'll just nibble at it when they want to. But I do feed them this goldfish food in the mornings, once in the mornings, once in the evening, and yet they still seem hungry all the time. So again, I don't know if I should be feeding them more or not. But like you can see, they just love swimming around. So they seem to be doing well. They especially like these bubbles. They like swimming around, and sometimes they swim up to the bubbles at the surface here, and they'll play around with their mouths on top. And anyways, so from here, my pump goes up through this hose. I got this hose at a hydroponics shop nearby, and it's about 1.5, 1.25 inch hose. Goes all the way up here into my dump tank. I just have a hole cut at the top, and I made the bell siphon out of I have 2-inch PVC pipe. Bell siphon instructions you can find easily online. I've got a good document if you ever need that. And from here, so yeah, like I said, it activates, so the water fills to about here. and then that's when it activates the bell siphon. Then it flushes out through the bottom, and in the bottom here, this black thing is called a uniseal, and I tried, it was very unsuccessfully, to use some kind of silicone caulking. It just does not attach to this type of plastic bucket at all. That was very frustrating, actually. But the uniseal works like a charm. Definitely recommend for anyone setting up a aquaponics or hydroponics setup. These things are amazing. It takes no glue, no adhesive, nothing. It just you need a hole saw bit for your drill, and then you just pop the black piece in. I think I actually have a piece. I had one lying around here, actually. I don't know where that went. Anyways, I used another one though here as well, but I'll get to that in a bit. So when the bell siphon activates, it goes through this pipe, goes through around here and down, and then here I've got some lettuce and some Swiss chard growing. I've even got a cherry tomato plant right there in the back. So what happens is the water activates. It moves this gravel around a bit, which I don't quite like, because that means I can't grow anything there. So I'm not sure. I might have to make some adjustments. But yeah, it basically flows through right away, and it comes to the bottom corner here. This is a white plastic nut that screws up on this threading here, and this black part is a black rubber gasket. And I used some aquarium sealant, some aquarium silicone, just to keep the black ring in place. And it's also from that same hydroponic shop. These are pretty common everyday hydroponic adapters and attachments. And again, the black hose comes down here. It's just finishing up. I put these plastic guards up here. I know it looks kind of ghetto. But I did that just because there's a lot of splashing coming off of here onto my floor. Did not like that. So this has been protecting that, which is nice. There's still some splashback that comes over here sometimes, but another problem that I did have was that this water from here was filling up all the way till here, and then all the rocks, because it's a clay substrate. Clay substrate is very light. It actually will float in water. And so the problem was that all these were floating up, so that means my plants, like this basil, I transplanted this. It didn't start in here. Same with the broccoli that's in the back. Let me show you that. They didn't start in here. I transplanted them. The basil's not looking the greatest. I actually want to move this grow lights. I've got this an LED grow lights. I'm going to be placing over here, over top of this grow bed, right above these planks. It'll hang down. And that'll, I think, help this basil and help other seeds that I plant. But the seeds that I had planted here, they're all gone now because the rocks kept lifting up and stirring things around, moving everything. So what I did to help that, or to solve that problem, I installed another uniseal. And you can even see how the uniseal, see how it's even, there's a gap in between here? Like it's just like a rubber donut. You drill a hole with your hole saw, it just pops it out, and then you just stick the rubber gasket in, or this rubber uniseal in, and you just stick your PVC in, and it's sealed, it's done. The only thing is you have to make sure you plug it with some kind of netting. So I did some netting, put some netting here. There's also netting over here to prevent the clay substrate from falling into the pipe. But yeah, so basically what happens now, this black one keeps running, and it'll keep running. See, now it's activating again right now. I don't know if you can hear that. It's just starting to activate again, the bell siphon. So that means that this hasn't even finished emptying. This grow bed is still got water, probably up to here. Sorry, you didn't see that. The water level is probably here while this is still emptying. So what I'd like to have happen is I'd like this to completely stop emptying or draining, and then the bell siphon could activate again. But anyways, you see how when this water reaches this point at this level of the grow bed, then this activates. And I put an end cap on this PVC, and I drilled a bunch of holes in it just to, again, add more bubbles, add more air, just to keep the fish happy. I think that's basically it. I'm not sure if I think I covered everything. Another concern I have, I don't know why the fish, you can see over here now, they really seem to enjoy hanging out in that corner. And that's where the other ones were too. That's like a Blair Witch thing or something, but that's how the other two died. So I'm not sure what's going on there. Alright, I'm kind of losing my voice. I'm a little bit sick right now. But yeah, that's my aquaponics setup. So, hope you all enjoyed that. And yeah, thanks.